Good evening, everyone. That took me by surprise there, the ending of that tune.
I was trying to chat away to her, and she just ignored me completely, not even looking there near the camera, and she was just sitting there looking. I thought this song's ending now, and she doesn't even realise this song's just about to end. And
I heard the last two notes and then I was all right. I was aware. Good evening, everyone. How are you all? It is Saturday night, therefore it's a virtual pub parade, and we are here for probably the next 2 hours and a bit. So sorry, I have missed a few of the text messages already. There's just too many coming in. So Lena McQuillan from Liverpool, Joy Cullen is watching, Peter Walsh, Alan McGraw's on, our Harry MacArthur's on from Glasgow, Norris is on there. Hiya, Norris. Nigel Sinton says hello, Val. Hello, Roy, my Ulster friends. Valerie. Raymond Whitehead is watching in Loyalist Glasgow.
or
Caroline
Auntie
Hughes
Val.
says, good evening, everyone. Dewey Logan says he's got the beer and snacks ready. Josh is watching in Kilkeel. He's just got the Christmas tree up. Willie Meehan says, evening, folks. Hope Roy's picked his favourite Prod Boys tonight. Hi,
Unfortunately, I
guys. A big
can't.
hello from Kim in Scotland. Jennifer McAllister is watching in Craig and Nee. China is still in Facebook jail, and he said if anyone wants to leave food parcels for him, to make sure they include wagon wheels and Club Orange biscuits.
Antique
Karina and
eggs.
Ray, sorry,
Antique eggs.
antique eggs. Karina and Ray McHugh are watching. Jen Creamer is watching, as is Leslie Ann Harvey, Albert Harkness, Denise and Amy, Brian Goody, Joy Cullen, Richard Williamson, Jim McManus, Bob Burns, sounded well from Newton Abbey, Ian Pollock, Reggie Moore watching from Newton Aycliffe. Hiya, Reggie, good to see you back. Teal Sinclair is back in Canterbury. Oh, no, you're still in Canterbury, not Dover. Let's see if Roy can match Val's picks. Of course not.
Well,
This
but
is a man who doesn't enjoy accordion bands.
considering it's that long since Valerie had a pick night anyway.
Last weekend.
You did last week?
Yeah.
I was crowd pleasers last week. That wasn't your picks. That was just crowd pleasers. That was everybody else's picks.
Mary McKee says, good evening. Brian Gibbs says, bit of culture and a few beers, hard to beat. Indeed it is. Billy McHugh is in Spain, and you're watching us idiots here in the cold. Oh. Keith McAnene says, good evening all, as does William Callahan, Joan Sullivan. Davy Logan says that Roy's to order a pizza and charge it to his account. Does that apply for all of us? That would be pretty good if you were supplying all of us. There's only 200 on. Davy, you're fine. Tracy Smith says, good evening, just off the phone to Dinger from Ballycraigie. Old boys complaining that the Cumberland sausage is apparently causing havoc in Northern Ireland. That sounds interesting. Eddie says that Roy has only played us once or twice, so we must be on tonight. Tommy Lloyd says, good evening, Valerie and Roy from Liverpool. Looking forward to another great night. Stephen Feely, oh my goodness. What did you give it? 2 minutes? What's the chances then tonight, Eddie Tourney? Will it be another weekend without our bands? Trevor Monaghan says, evening all. Keith Weir is watching in Dromore County Down. Jackie Mullen says hello. Mary Irvine says, evening all, Val and Roy. Hope you're both well. Evening, Morris says, is China still grounded? By the sounds of things, it is. Russell Miller says, good evening, Roy. What? I was going to say, am I black? But can you even say that now?
No, you're charcoal.
I don't know if you can even say that now.
Good evening.
Stephen Campbell's watching. Helen Thompson. Valerie. Michelle Brown says you have to play the best band in the land. Proud of the main. Rab. Dear. Do you know me and Michelle at all? Because there's no way Michelle would say that. I know she wouldn't say that. Billy and Margaret Gilmore are watching. Amy McClintock is watching Rathfoe. Eddie Algay is watching. Carl Robinson is watching from Liverpool. Are you along? No, it's different Carl Sullivan, who are watching. I believe tonight we have the members of Liverpool Choir and Drums all watching in a mass Zoom chat. So hello to you all. Stephen Dummigan's watching in Rathcoole. William Fenton is watching. Eddie Torney says, Royal said last week we should be on, so if we're not, Val has deleted us again. I'm glad you think I have so much power. Oh, Michelle says, Valerie knows I wouldn't say such a thing. You see, Rabbit, I hadn't even got to that comment. Caesar Graham is watching from Lisburn. I have a little doggy here. David Sharon says, evening, everyone. Hugh Solomon is watching in Loyalist Clackmanahan. Pamela White says hello to all. Steve McKinney's watching the tune. Alan Putz, Victoria Sheridan. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to get through these text messages tonight. Oh my goodness. Billy McDonald says hello all, looking forward to a super show. What a super win by Spurs tonight. Joe McGraw's watching, Billy Brogan watching from Tilbury, Essex. Aaron Chambers says he left early. He's not sure if we played Ballymaccormack accordion last night, and if you didn't, please play them tonight. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth Graham is watching from Kilkeel. Bobby Spence from Loyalist Ardoyne. Baker is watching again in Middlesbrough. Irvine is watching tonight again. My goodness. I am just ignoring. Hello, sweetheart. I am just ignoring all the comments from Eddie and Stephen because they're all on the same theme. Craig's in and it's not 10 o'clock yet. I know, you see, because now I'm not in below the stairs. They're both in the room with me, and he's wanting to be part of it. Mark Murray wants to know, can I have a shout out for Mary Digga McFinn, who celebrates her 90th birthday on Tuesday and almost 73 years in the Orange Lodge? You can indeed, and we'll maybe see if we can get something done later on for. Christopher Wilson is watching from Loyalist Attica. Must be 10 dogs are out. See, they know you come in at 10. They do. So let's get our first clip from Roy. His first pick for this evening, and a great way to start, Ayrshire Bluebells Ladies Flute Band playing at the Imperial Culture Day in 2014. Well played, World in Union there by the Ayrshire Bluebells. Well played by them indeed. Malcolm Saston to get the clip of the Hegels, because Dermot Hegel's band went to play to Mary today for her birthday. Great video, and yes, I did see them. And Malcolm says he sent two, as he knows I hate the sash. Which is always nice to know that people know I hate that. It's good that you're all forewarned. William Lavery is watching in Wallingford, East Lothian. Hugh Solomon wants to know, can we have Stirling Prod Boys? Ronnie Hyman says, hello, Valerie from Portrush, just back from the Shankill Road. Yes, I heard that you were causing riots on the train, Ronnie, you and Anne. My goodness, she can't take you anywhere at all. Ryan McNanamy wants to know, can I give a shout out to Billy Nain? I can indeed. Hope you're doing well. Neil McCarthy says, good evening, Valerie and Roy, watching here from Lisburn, the McCarthy family. Oh my goodness, what a night, what a night. So what all have you been doing this weekend? Have you been doing the final part of your Christmas shopping? Because it's obviously really, we're not going to, is it the last Saturday before Christmas that we can do shopping, or is there another one? There's maybe one more, is there? I mean, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. The world has gone mad completely. Stephen Robinson Harbinson says, Arling is our leader. We are easy led in that case. John McCann says it's a balmy 26 degrees in Melbourne today. He loves the show. Oh, John, you're making us so jealous. And there is our BAP, Raymond Christie, in from Ballymaconley, the only bass drum player that I have never seen actually playing the bass drum. I don't know how he works it. Ian Henry is watching from Corby. Gordon Winter says, say hi to Adam Winter from Pride of the Birches. And I was with a great Pride of the Birches band last night. Ronnie Grattan. Great Pride of the Birches man, do you maybe mean? Last night. Right, so let's see. Is there a clip on Marlaku Band, says Simon Conlon. I think I saw a wee message there earlier on saying that your grandfather was in the band. We haven't one on tonight, but we'll definitely try and take a look for you. So let's go to our next piece of music, because that's what we're all here for after all. You're not here to listen to me blithering. It is Florence Court Flute Band, and this is them playing at Lisbolaw Accordions Band concert in the Unionist Hall in Enniskillen in 2019. Very short wee clip there. I was enjoying that. Hats and the old sashes and everything. So 2019, I was going to say, was that around the centenary somewhere, but wonder if they changed their uniform to that full time, or maybe that was just a one-off for that concert, but looking well there, absolutely. Now, let's see. Florence Court were very good at our concert last year, says Jean Kerr. Don Sullivan says, good evening, Val. Raymond Whitehead says, top tune. Richard McNeil says, evening from Preston Pans. Simon Conlon says, his name is Tom Lee Dunlop. I'm taking that you were still talking about your grandfather again. Jennifer Ferris and John are watching tonight in Donaghadee. Shout out to big Stephen McKelvey from Ballymena North, and that comes from Alderman Stuart McDonald. Also, Raymond Brown says, hi Val, any chance of playing Motherwell? I don't know if they're on tonight. This is Roy's list tonight. So what Roy has done, tell them how you've picked them tonight, Roy.
So going off the big spreadsheet that's kept, well, Valerie set up and it keeps from all the shows we've ever done, it actually keeps a tally of what number of times bands have been played on the show. Apart from the retro nights and ones where we play long clips like the 12th Day and everything else. So I started down at the bottom. Bands have only been played maybe once, and then sometimes I've maybe skirted into the played twice category, but all bands have only either been played once or twice in the 70 previous shows that we've had. So that's how I've picked them.
And that's how we've chosen, because it is fair to every band to play them. I know that there are some popular bands, and there's some bands that I would love to watch every week without fail. However, you have to be fair. There's 660 bands, and we can't have the same bands on week in, week after out. So what we try and do is to get the bands all a little turn. So we've got some bands we've only played once or twice, some bands we've played 13 or 14 times, but we're trying to just even things out a little bit. So the next band that Roy has picked is one called Craigie Warren. They're from Ballymena. Well done, Roy. You managed to get Ballymena bands in there. But again, only played once before. So this is them at their own parade in 2013. Formation! I was a little confused in that clip. So the way that we're operating here is I hear the music ahead of what you're watching. So I'm watching what you're watching. So there's always like a 15-second delay between what I hear and then it's coming on screen. So all I could hear was this guy shouting. And I was like, what is going on in this clip? Did you hear the guy shouting the commands to the colour party? And I was like, what is this shouting about?
That's Alan Smith.
Yeah, and I kept looking at you, Roy, to see what was happening, but you were sitting as unconcerned, and all I could hear was the shouting. And then once I saw them actually doing it, I realised what was going on. But I was a little bit confused, and I have to say, Craigie Warren there, they're over 100 years old. Do you remember, Roy?
That was their 100th anniversary, and that's why all the UVF
2013.
men behind it. So they were 1913s whenever they were formed, and that was their
Wow.
100th anniversary parade in the town. And
Absolutely excellent.
they had a cracking size of a band that night as well. They are they're a little band in Ballymena that's really struggling for numbers. Like last year, not the Corona year, but the year before it, they were struggling numbers to get out on parades. So that, they need a little bit of support.
Absolutely, and that is what we're trying to do today, because not just the big bands. You don't always want to, as kids grow up, you don't want them always running to the big bands to join bands. You have to remember your local bands and the bands who've been around for a long time. You want to keep them going, and sometimes one of the ways that you can do it is to keep bringing bands to people's attention, keep letting them see the band, and make it more common in their in their thoughts, kind of thing. So I'm hoping that just in some way we can show you bands in this here you maybe don't see very often, that you've maybe never heard of before. And I know that a lot of you had said that on some nights there's bands that you've never seen before, never knew existed. So hopefully they're bringing a wee bit of awareness to you all of all those different bands, and hopefully people will consider joining the bands where they're struggling in numbers through no fault of their own. Maybe sometimes it's the area that they're in, but definitely support all of those bands.
It would be really sad to see a band with 100 years heritage going down, especially whenever they have been there the whole time through the two world wars, and they've still come out the other side.
It really, really would. So if you're around the Ballymena area and you want to help out a small band, or you want to get back out again, maybe only do a few parades a year, definitely consider giving Craigie Warren your support. Now, Shammy Bones says, give a shout out to Mark Murray's granny, who is 90 today. Does she have a name, or is she just always known as Mark Murray's granny? Let me know her name so that I can do the wee shout out there. So she is 90 today. Trevor says it's impossible to get members into the wee bands in Ballymena. I know, absolutely. I see people who, are driving hundreds of miles, like maybe from here to Belfast, from Coleraine to Belfast, just to join bands. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Stephen Kerrig wants to know any Kells, please. Funny, I saw a clip of Kells the other day in one of the DVDs that I was ripping. So as we start to get in place some of those older clips, yes, we'll definitely get more bands included who no longer on the road. And then I've also seen clips of Kells recently as well. So I think some of them.
Kells has been up in the 3 or 4 mark.
Yeah, they could have been. They could have been. Billy Daly wants any White Rock. You see, White Rock again is one of the ones that I would have on every week. There's certain bands that I would have on every week if I could, but the same rule applies to me.
I'd have East Belfast, Ballyhalbert, and Milramore every week. I'd have them on every week if I could. I'd have them every single week.
You're such a crawler. You're such a crawler.
I'd have them start the show, the middle of the show, and the end of the show.
I'm playing the Happy Birthday as well.
Yeah, if the 3 of them, I would definitely consider it if the 3 bands got together and made a happy birthday video. Then no problem at all. It has to be the 3 bands together. So maybe the side drummer from one band, the flitters from another, and the bass drummer from another.
But then again, we're going into lockdown, so that's not going to be possible to do, isn't that a pity? Lindsay Dunbar said that Craigie Warren were very tidy, easy on the ear. William Lavery, Barry White says, well played and well drilled. Then he's commenting from Liverpool. Tommy Chicky Robertson says, hello, Val. William Lavery says, it's just what Saturday nights are for. Close, William. What Saturday nights are for, actually getting out to a parade somewhere. But this is maybe the next best thing. Jim Gilfillan says, cheers from Larkhall. Gordon Porter and Amy. Yes, I saw that earlier on, Ronnie, that Gordon and Amy got engaged today. And Gordon, of course, is in the Churchill Band. Many congratulations to the both of you. Saw the ring, absolutely stunning. Lovely. Gordon's obviously paid far too much, Amy, but you're worth every penny. So congratulations to the both of you. And while we're on the subject of wedding, I just want to give a big shout out to Victoria and David, who are celebrating their 12th anniversary today. So happy anniversary to the both of you as well. It doesn't guarantee that Shankill Road Defenders are on the show this evening, however, Davy. So, you know, calm the jets. Scotty Kringles is watching in loyal car look. Ian Simpson wants to know, can I please play Gold Springs of Cumber? So what we try and do is we always get the show set up in advance of 8 o'clock and try and pick the bands so that we run as smoothly as possible. However, it doesn't always work. We do come across technical issues, but then, you know, we're live. If we were perfect and flawless all the time, you'd think we were pre-recorded, wouldn't you? Simon Conlon wants to know, is there any old clips from Scarva? Yes, we always do an oldies night, and what we try and do is we always look for really old clips from various places around the country. And to be honest, we're probably due another oldies weekend.
So
Will we maybe do one next weekend?
Either ones that you've recorded or ones that you starred in, all these sort of the silent movie ones.
You're at it the night again. You're at me the night again. My goodness.
Of course, there is no show without punch.
Can I just tell everyone that I am actually younger than Roy? Okay, so, you know, like
in
Roy's
dreams,
about
dreams.
me being his aunt and all this rubbish. I'm actually younger than Roy.
You're my mum. What are you talking about?
Don't believe a word he says. Do not believe a word he says. Edith Algie says she wishes she could still parade. Edith, we all do. We absolutely all wish we were able to still parade because we definitely wouldn't be sitting in the house watching us idiots on a Saturday night, that's for sure. Sammy Bones says, hi guys. Ian Nicholson was very impressed with Craigie Warren there. Lindsay Dunbar says, two good tunes there, simple and effective, well played. And Harry Hogan Kennedy thinks that was great pick and Roy. So there you go. Now, just scrolling down a little bit here. Andrew Boyle is watching in Larkhall. Eddie Torney, hey, you got to give them credit, don't you? You got to give him and Stephen Feely, and when he is available, John China, a bit of credit. Like they never give up. They are tenacious, like Chinese water torture. They are, you know, like they keep at it. They absolutely do. For those of you who maybe don't watch every week, so Eddie is in Ballyhalbert, Stephen Feely is in Miller Memorial, and John China, as everyone knows, is in East Belfast Protestant Boys. And every week they come on looking for their own bands, right? So it's got to the stage now where East Belfast has been played more than any other band. Ballyhalbert and the Miller have both been played. There's only one other band which has been played more than them, and that is Pride of Ballinran. So we've kind of said we're going to try and play some of the other bands for a change to try and build their numbers up a wee bit. And as a result, there's a lot of poor me's being coming from the three musketeers there, Eddie, China, and Stephen. So that is what all the comments are about. For anyone who doesn't normally watch, that's what they're all about. Ricky Clyde says, I tried to get a shout out last night. I will try again. Shout out to Best Drum Major in the North, Jason Clyde, true inspiration. Ricky, I saw your comment, but there's so many comments come in. There's usually about 1,000 comments every show. And my difficulty is that if it comes in the middle of a tune, by the time the tune is finished, it is scrolled up. And I can only see something like 60 comments at a time. So, you know, if I don't get speaking about it right there and then when I see it, then sometimes by the time I go to say about it, it has disappeared. So I do apologize to anyone that I never actually managed to get to their texts. Roy Fisher is watching in sunny California. Senior Glenn says, Pride of Ballybean, please. Simon Colin wants to know any old clips of Colleen Pipe Band. Roy Chambers, anything from Gold Springs Cumber. So what we have done is Roy has got the clips tonight. Your band may or may not be in it, but what we always always do is we always take a note of the bands that are asked for, and then try and include them in some of the upcoming programs. It maybe won't be next week, but we do always take a note of all the requests, and then we gauge that against the number of times the band's been played, and try and play the lesser played bands. The next band is one of those who we have never actually had on the show. We are still finding bands that we haven't had on the show. I can't remember the last time. Let me just check. Let me see. If I go into our listing and just count so far in our 71 shows tonight, we have covered 578 bands. So that means there must be about 120 out there that we haven't covered. So one of my goals was always to try and cover every band. So we're still aiming towards that. And tonight, Roy has found one that we haven't played before. They are called the Pride of England accordion band. I have never heard of them before. I also haven't seen them before, so I'm looking forward to this clip myself. This is them in July in Liverpool, playing at the Blacks Parade in 2008. So let's all have a listen and see how these guys are going. Absolutely brilliant there. I just saw by the drum they're not called Pride of England, called Rose of England there. It was in the bass drum. But maybe the video was called Pride of England there that you picked it from, Roy. Very, very good indeed. Really enjoyed that there. But I did happen to notice, now let me just scroll back down through there. Edward Fellows. Edward Fellows says that they're off the road now as an accordion band. They're now a flute band. Oh, that's such a pity. Such a pity. You always find that it's harder for accordion bands to get new members in than it is the flute bands. Now, I see lots of people putting on names of bands. Please keep them coming because, if there's a band out there that we haven't played, we'll definitely know about it and we'll get them added onto our list. No problem whatsoever. Neil Glass wants to know, is it 660 Northern Ireland bands plus bands in Ireland, Scotland and England and the rest or the world, or is it 660 bands in total? It's approximately 6. The bottom line is, Neil, nobody knows for sure. Okay. I'm only aware of 2 pieces of research ever being done on it. One of which was Jackie Withero, and it's maybe about 20 years old. And the other one was my own, which is probably maybe about 10 to 9 years old. So mine's is more recent. And I think it was 658. And that was Northern Ireland alone. And then you had Scotland and the border counties and England and all that there on top of that. Because obviously whenever I'm quoting stuff for things in Stormont and places like that there, I need to be talking about Northern Ireland as opposed to the band scene entirely. Having said that even though it's only 8 or 9 years old, that'll be out of date already, because you know as well as I do that bands form up, bands fold on a regular basis, bands change names, and so on. So it's really, really hard to keep an accurate target because there isn't really a central body for marching bands. There's nobody can turn around and say this is exactly the number. I always been to refresh my research, so every so often I get the Parades Commission to send me dumps of their databases. And I do sort of like some pivot tables and all that kind of stuff on it. The last time I was asking them to do things that they weren't able to do with the data, because I actually wanted the lists of the names of the bands who were taking part of the parade, not just the bands who were holding the parade as well. And I think I kind of messed them up a little bit. And of course, then they have no records for this year neither. I should go back in touch with them again. It's a girl, Zara, I think it is you call her, who always is in contact with me, and they've had nothing to do this year. I should maybe give them something to do, get them to do that for me again. Can you find Troy Accordion Band? Pride of Windsor. Pride of Windsor are a band that have folded quite a few years ago, Cheryl. Whether we can ever get a clip or not, I don't know. Glendermot Valley, we've definitely had them on before. Auchifatan, we've had them on before. Bells Hill Protestant Boys, the Scotty Kringles. I'm almost sure we've had them on before. Antrim Town Band, Any Please, says Tracy. Ballygelly, says Sammy Bones. Are Ballygelly still active? It would be good. Nice to see if they're still active, for I remember them from some long time ago. Have you ever played Drummaquil? I learned to flute with them a long time ago, asked Harry. Yes, we have. In one of our oldies nights, we've included Drummaquil. Brian Goody says, Black Skull, Glasgow, please, maybe East Belfast, Ballyhalbert, even the Miller, or last resort, the Carson. Brian, you are just stirring the pot, aren't you? You are really just stirring the pot. Now, a few more messages in there from people. Andy Burrows says he's watching in Skegness. David Simmons in Telford, Shropshire. Tracy says when the COVID is over, she's going to visit Liverpool to watch the bands, as I didn't know they had any. So that's a wee question I want to ask everybody. Has anybody got a particular parade on their bucket list that they want to go and see once all of this is finished? I want to go and see the Carson Parade in London. I definitely want to go and see that. And I want to go and see Scottish 12th. Believe it or not, I have never watched a Scottish 12th. So those are my 2 bucket lists. The majority of the rest of them I've done. But what about you? Where would you like to go?
I want to go and see Rathcoole Protestant Boys Parade and East Belfast Protestant Boys Parade. And then also then watch the
You've
Belfast
never done
12th.
Before, so you've never watched East Belfast or Rathcoole, right? Okay, no, this is a parade that you've never done before that you want to make a point of doing next time we're back.
I've done most of them.
You done the London ones and the Scottish ones, and
yes. I used to walk the Scottish one all the time.
You've done Scarva?
Yes.
Trying to think what other ones there are. Derry Day and all that. There's pretty
I've
obvious.
done
But let
I've
me
done
know.
most of them because
Let me know what.
when I was in the Ballykill LOL 472 flip band. We used to go to Scotland every year and stay with Linwood Lodge and walk the Scottish 12.
Toronto. There's a good one, Muriel.
Toronto,
Toronto is another one that I would like.
Canada wouldn't let me in.
Absolutely love to go to. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely would love to go to them. Has Portavogie Old Boys been on? I'll have to check our
Yes, they
list
have.
and see. Yeah, I'm almost sure they have. Yeah.
They have.
And Michelle says that, yeah, Ballygelly are still active. Jason Gibson wants on my Protestant Boys, Old Boys 40th anniversary band. I'm fairly certain they've been on before. Brunswick have definitely been on before, but I'm sure they'll be on again. Ian McClintock would like to go to Scarva. Simon Collin would like to do Scarva, Portadown and Tandragee 12th. Have you not done those before, Simon, from that area? Carl Porter, you've never been to Scarva, Carl? Cheryl also wants to do this. One of the Scottish 12ths. Glasgow is where Karen would like to go. Sammy Bones would like to go to Scarva. Jason says Glasgow is the place to go. Caesar says he'd love to go to Southport. Yeah, that's somewhere else. Southport and Canada. David Sheridan would like to parade in London and then Benidorm. Actually, going to Benidorm, you'd miss your own 12th. Neil would like to go to Brixham, England. There's another one. There is another one. Anne-Louise Loughlin would like to do Scottish 12th in Liverpool. 12th, yep. Edward Fellow says there's about 20 bands across England, Orange, and about 6 private. Mary Irvine says Benidorm 12th. Davy Logan can recommend the hotels of Sucky Hall Street. I bet you can. Andrea Harson said she went for the Scottish 12th for the first time last year and can't wait to go back. Sharon Madole's got a great idea. We could run a bus for the weekend, all the girls that want to go. Yes, for the 12th. Absolutely. Book my seat now. Neil Glass wants to go to Toronto. Gordon Corbett says the relief of Derry Parade. I would like to see. He's never been to London. Oh, definitely, Gordon. Now that, like when this COVID is over, these are the things that we have to do, okay? Edward Fellows would like to go to Torbay. Black Saturday in Rafo is good. Well, I have done that, and I've done Scotty Kringle said he would like to do Londonderry, the Burden of Lundy. Yeah, there's lots. Josh has never paraded Ballymena before, have you not, Joshua? My goodness. So, staying in Liverpool.
Josh has had the right injections or the right passport to get into Ballymena. So
you would need to sign his visa, I suppose, Roy. Yeah. Yes, Kaya Memorial have been on the show, Jason. Adrian says the Apprentice Boys Parade May rally in Scotland is a superb parade. I've heard that as well. I'll have to get that onto my list as well. Now, let's stay in Liverpool. Our next band is the Blues and Royals from Liverpool, and this is them playing at the Liverpool 12th in 2012. I know I'm a mute. I was fighting for the dog because every time I put my hand over to get to the mouse, he was pulling my arm away to pet him. Oh my goodness. Now, where are we going to go next? Carl Porter was asking where that band was from. Roy says either Toxteth or Bootle. I'm not sure.
I can't
I
remember.
don't
It
know.
is one of them. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but I know they used to parade. I had the bar up on Wavertree Road. They used to come up that with the other one, the Star of Toxteth. The two of those two bands used to parade up and down Wavertree quite a bit, quite a few years ago. So.
Cool. Davy Logan says he's walked in Bristol and on the green grassy slopes of the Boyne. I've actually done a parade at the Boyne. An orange parade, yes, it was very, very good. David Clark wants to know, in the 80s, how long was the Glasgow Walk? Sorry?
That was in 1690, whenever you did the parade there.
I just want to show you this, so I'm going to move the camera if I can. Look. The two dogs. That's what I have sitting supervising me, my dotes. Now, David Clark wants to know, in the 80s, how long was the Glasgow Walk, or as it is now known, the Big Walk? Has it changed? Did it used to be longer? My mum always tells me about the fact that the Derry Day parade that they do now, it used to be that every other year that the entire parade did the walls as well, which would be brilliant. I've never paraded in Derry's walls. That would be another one for the bucket list there, to do a parade on Derry's walls. Even just with the sash on me is absolutely fine. Ronnie says he's been to Scotland for the May Rally a load of times, and the Orange too, a great day. Neil Glass says that the Glasgow 12th is very, very long. Andrew Irvine says it depends what area you parade from and what park it was going to. And Edward Fellows says there that Blues and Royals Liverpool is from Liverpool North.
That's Bootle area then. So.
Sorry?
Bootle area.
Right, okay.
Bootle.
So, I haven't had any brass this evening as yet, so let's rectify that straight away. This is Killelea Silver Band playing at the Hamiltonsbawn Parade in 2019. There's another one for my bucket list, to get down some year. Neil Glass has promised he'll take me down to one of those silver band parades down there in the Orchard County. Some of them have just bands with nothing but silver, parades with nothing but silver bands. That would be ideal. So this is Killelea Silver Band. Oh, we just missed the end of that. Enjoying that thoroughly. But Eddie Tony, you are totally right. You couldn't stick them things in your pocket to go for a drink when the parade's over. No, you definitely could not. But then again, you can't do that with an accordion either. Harry Hogan wants to know, is there any Blood and Thunder silver bands? Don't know. Don't know. Jason Gibson says brass and silver bands are so underrated. Great to listen to and great to march behind as well. I've never marched behind one, but I used to spend many, many happy hours just listening to the military brass bands. Oh, absolutely love them. And used to walk to work and have them on the iPod playing. And the problem with it was that when like when you went between tunes and then they maybe start off on a different foot, so you're like skipping to get back into step again for the next tune. So there you are walking down the street and skipping every so often to get into step again, and people not having a clue what you were doing and looking at you as if you were waiting for a white coat. Now, a lot of ones saying that a lot of dispute or debate about where exactly Bootle is. And I've only ever worked in Liverpool and don't know the streets. I worked in the Liverpool Children's Hospital, so I don't know where that is in relation to any of the rest of these. So I can't contribute to that debate whatsoever. Lindsay Dunbar says, aye, but you could hide a tin of Carlsberg inside them if the lurkers were peeling about. You definitely could. They have that advantage over the accordion. You can't hide nothing in an accordion. Mrs. Glass wants to know, can she go with Neil and I to the silver band? Well, I just took it for granted, Elaine, that you were going now. I just took it for granted because, like, of course you were going. There was no other thought. Brian Goody says no, but there is an accordion band, Blood and Thunder, called the Lord Carson. There's actually quite a few I'm discovering. Blood and Thunder accordion bands. I didn't realize it was as rife as it is. So Joy Collins says one day Red Shade turned Kilkeel silver into Blood and Thunder. I take it that was unintentional. Now, let's see where we're going next. We're going back into Blood and Thunder, talking about it. This is the Rising Sons of Down, Donaghadee.
I got a bit of mental today.
Hello, boy, you should walk out with me.
Oh, heaps of time.
What?
Heaps of time.
Why, where are we walking?
Everyone?
Great clip there from Rising Sons of Down. just looking for something here. Yes, so our next clip on what today, this afternoon, and this happens across the province with loads of bands, and I think it's always lovely. But today, Drumahegle's Young Defenders called out to Ballinamore to wish happy birthday to Sister Mary Dickey, who has been in the Loyal Orange Order for almost 73 years, which is amazing. She is the last living member of the old Drumahegle's WLOL, which unfortunately doesn't exist any longer. And she's the past mistress of Ballymoney Daughters of Ulster, WLOL 68, and she will be 90 years old on Tuesday. So today, the band, the Ladies Lodge, WLOL 68, Drumahegle's Junior Lodge and Drumahegle's Lodge themselves were all called out to Mary's house to wish her a happy birthday. And here is the clip of the result. Oh, apparently it was McFinn, not Ballinamore, McFinn.
Any special requests for the band? Any special requests, Mary?
Do I say it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you. Hey.
absolutely brilliant there. And of course, the first tune that Mary asked for, absolutely brilliant. Great to see loyal ladies like that there. If only there were more like her. Ladies, definitely get yourselves into an Orange Lodge. And my mum's reminded me, Balrasheen Flute Band played for their 50th wedding anniversary. That's right. So Balrasheen, a few weeks before the 12th, would always parade the local roads for just their collection, because they don't have a band parade. And it came to my mum and dad's 50th wedding anniversary. So we had a party in the house. It was pre-COVID. And of course, the band arrived and started to play. So my dad, not thinking, thought that they were out collecting for the roads and started to walk over to them, giving them money out of his pocket. It took us a while to convince them that they were actually there for her. Now, I noticed that Eddie Torney, Stephen Feely says, let me just get to the start of this conversation, because them two is not wise at all. Stephen Feely had said, do we know any, or Eddie Torney said, Stephen, do we know any old dolls that we could play for? And then they would get on. Like, they're willing to try any angle to get back on played again. And Stephen then suggested me. Eddie said we could go down and play for her 60th. You're not doing yourself any favours at all, Eddie. Not doing.
That's because you've missed that boat, Eddie. She was 60 long ago. You've missed that boat. Maybe try for 150th. That would probably be the easiest bet.
I do have a big birthday coming up next year. I do. It'll be my 50th birthday next year. So if you want to come and play outside my house, I'll welcome any band. No problem at all.
What month? What month's your birthday?
Never you mind what month.
What month's your birthday?
Never you mind. You never
Your
mind.
month.
What month
Your
my
month.
birthday is.
Your month is near the 12th.
Is it? Have I had a birthday this year?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
We wish you
Now,
a happy
let's
birthday.
get on
so it
to
is
our
near the
next
12th.
band. I have looked for a long time for a full clip of this band, right? And we can't get one. And I would love to get a full clip of them because they sound absolutely superb. This is Muriel Quinn. Would you shut up? Stop giving games away.
Which case Valerie Quinn makes you older than me?
Only by a month.
Doesn't make more than a month, but you're still older
Slightly
than me.
over a month.
So
Right.
this all you saying that I am older than you business just proved to you you're wrong. So you are older than me. So therefore,
I knew I was older than you, but it's only a month or so. It's not that big deal. Malcolm is, Valerie says Valerie's a couple of years younger than me, and he celebrated his 51st this week. I was 2 years below you in school, Malcolm. I was indeed. Now, this next band, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted there, Trench Memorial. I have tried so hard to get a clip of them, a full clip. Roy has also tried, and this next clip is the best we can do. It's not a complete tune, depending on which one Roy has picked, where they're missing the beginning of it, the end of it, but they sound superb. So if anybody knows where they're, I looked for videos of them in concert and all that kind of stuff and couldn't find one. So if anybody knows where I can find a full clip of them, it would be much appreciated. Muriel, would you stop telling things away? You're right, Alan. Mothers can always be trusted to sink you. This is the Trench Memorial.
Yes, Valerie,
So
that
you
was the
said you
full
couldn't get
clip.
one.
No, I didn't say that I didn't get one. You said you couldn't find one, and I said I did find one. And you goes, no, I've looked at those clips and everything else. It was a full clip. Yeah.
Mm, to you two. Al
Just because you
Finley
never
says
listened to
trench
me
never
anyway.
sounded this.
And that
Huh?
proves it. You never listened to me anyway, and that proves it.
It's kind of one of those things, you know the way, like, if there's an irritating noise that's going constantly, eventually you become immune to and you don't notice it anymore. That's kind of what it's like. Oh my goodness. Alan Finley says the trench never sounded the same after he cut off the piccolo player's fingertip. You're not a nice boy to know, Alan. You are definitely not. Tommy Lloyd, Tommy, did I tell you how much I like you? He says, you're never 50, Valerie. I thought you could possibly be in your 30s. I'm looking well. Thank you very much. I will actually be approaching 25 for the second time.
Will someone get an appointment at the opticians for that person, please?
Have you frozen?
No, you've frozen.
Oh, did I freeze? Oh, dear,
Yeah.
dear. Someone what? What did you say while I was frozen?
Someone needs to get that person a appointment at the opticians.
Oh my, you're in some form the night. Oh goodness. Eddie Linus says the only thing missing in these shows is Valerie Quinlan and Nicola McGarvey astray as normal protocol. Eddie, I do not know where you're getting that at all. Don't know where you're getting that. Alan says it was a work accident. Yeah, of course it was, Alan. That's what you tell them. Now, someone was asking about the old boys band of this crowd next. It is Red Hand Defenders Portavogie. I don't think it's the old boys, though. No, it's not. No, I've skipped ahead too far. It is the Rising Suns Foot Band playing at East Belfast Protestant Boys Parade in 2019. China usually gives any girl colour parties a rant. If he would like my agreement on any rants about girls, that's sort of like a kind of perfect topic there, but we'll not get into that. Now we will move on to the Red Hand Defenders Portavogie. I'll get I'll get this out now. So someone asked about the old boys and of this band. So I don't think this is the old boys, but this is playing at Pride of the Hill Rathfrilands Parade in 2019. Red Hand Defenders, Portavogie. Did anybody notice the wee cymbal player there? He was going for it and obviously turned one of the cymbals inside out. First thing he did was got it down to the ground to stamp on it. He'd obviously done it loads before and knew exactly how to fix it. And they end up, I take it it's dad was fixing it for him there. But really funny. I love seeing my kids doing things like that there. Now, where are we going to go next? Roy, you're highlighting bands on this here, and I'm thinking of the next band. I'm going to get it wrong again.
I haven't
It's
highlighted,
not.
and I haven't highlighted. I've highlighted. Oh,
You're sitting on line number 14.
oh, did I've jumped one this time.
You've jumped 2. Our next band is an accordion band because we haven't had them for a while. And this is Knocklochram Accordion Band playing at their own concert in 1990.
2 seconds. Okay, I jumped.
Sorry, Roy.
2 seconds.
Sorry, what was that you said?
I jumped.
Oh,
I'm on.
you-
I'm open. I'm on mic anyway, so it doesn't matter if I can hear that I said I would jump. I'm ready now. So this is not Knocklochram.
Brilliant there. Lots of young girls in the band, which is great to see. Joshua says, oh, goodness, Dennis. Really? Seriously? Go away. So really, really sad, Dennis, that
Bye, Dennis.
you're listening to us on a Saturday night. No chance. Right, now, great there playing from Knocklochram. Beautiful little hymn called Will You Be There? Don Lighton says that Knocklochram is no longer in the road, which is a pity because they looked to have a really good, strong band there. Let's see if I think I've just got rid of Dennis and his United Ireland. So I was just sitting there thinking, this is what makes me feel old. Is the, when you say 1990 and you think, oh, that's just a winning years ago. And then you look at the quality of the video clip and then you think 1990 was actually 31 years ago, which is shocking. Shocking. Jennifer says Knocklochram still gets out for the 12th, which is good. Glad to hear it. Absolutely glad to hear it. Definitely do. Jason really says keep taking the meds, Dennis. I don't even bother with them, Jason, because it's not worth it. I just delete. I can be quite ruthless with the delete button every so often. Now, Back to a Ballymena band now for Roy. This is Glen Hugh Flute Band, finishing their own parade in 2014.
They're a hostel, not Ballymena.
Close enough. Again, another wee band that you don't tend to come to your mind straight away when you think about bands, but from Ballymena, but they're still a great playing band and doing very well
They're
there
not
at their
from
own
Ballymena.
parade.
They're from a hostel.
A hockle then. A hockle.
Yes.
Well, when you think of a hockle, you normally think of a Hockle Loyal Sons of William or a Hockle Accordion. You forget that Glen Hugh are from a hockle, okay? Now, the next one is a special clip of Roy's. Do you want to talk about this one?
Well, every time I do picks, I always throw one little curveball in, and this is one that's, they're not really a marching band as per se. It's the Keith Highlanders Pipe Band, and we've had this tune played now by brass. We've had it played by flute. We've had it played by accordion, and now we're going to have it played by pipes. And it's the
What's the tune?
Sound of Silence.
think that one went down a storm, Roy. Definitely did. Someone was asking, are they Canadian?
I think they're American. But,
American. Very, very good indeed.
but they've
Excellent.
all, a
Absolutely
lot of them have got roots back in Scotland. Hence, where the bagpipes went across and everything else, and they call themselves the Highlanders with the links back to Scotland. But
Very,
if
very
I've heard
good.
of them, they're amazing.
Very good indeed. Absolutely brilliant there. And lots of you agree. Simon Conan is, Simon, I've seen your comments, okay, so we can't put on any of your requests this evening, but we will do as we always do and check through the comments afterwards and get them added onto future shows. Not necessarily next weekend, but definitely onto future shows. That was a superb version. Ken Stewart says that's a swell version. Well done, Roy. Favourite tonight by Country Mile, says Alan. Keith McEnany, brilliant arrangement. Carl Robinson, brilliant. So I have to admit, I like that. I'd be hard to pick now. Hard to pick which. So we've had it by brass,
flute, accordion,
pipe.
now pipe.
Ooh, dear. Be hard to say which one was the best now. Definitely would.
To me, for spine tingliness, that nearly brought me to tears was that version. And I'm not the biggest pipe band fan, but Highland Cathedral and that arrangement of that, I've heard another arrangement of Sound of Silence by the Pipes, which I didn't enjoy. But that, whenever I heard it, when I was flicking through looking for pipe bands, it was actually yesterday, flicking through looking for pipe bands, that came into my head, and I thought, have they covered it? And lucky enough, they've just done that, the COVID response one.
Yeah, no, that was excellent. That was very, very good. Coming back home to Northern Ireland, we are now going to go to, I believe it's kind of the Lurgan Craigavon type area. It is the Avenue Road Memorial Flute Band, and this is them playing at the South Belfast Parade in 2019. Derry's Walls there from Avenue Road. Stephen Felix says Highland Cathedral on the pipes is something else. Highland Cathedral for me is one of those ones that it's kind of almost been played to death. Everybody and their uncle plays it, if you know what I mean. And there's some really, really good arrangements of it, and there's some really, really bad arrangements of it. So it's one of those ones that I kind of become immune to it almost. I would have to say I would prefer Sleeping Warrior, Path to Peace, or Men of Morn. Men of Morn's a cracker, absolutely cracker. Glenn Miller made to Parade says it's like Galanthea Val. Galanthea is probably not as often heard these days now as it used to be, but I mean, I still love it as a march. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. Now, really, really, really popular around the accordion bands who do a fantastic version of it. Mark Waters says Flowers of the Forest on the pipes. It's nice as well. It's one of the ones that you don't hear very often, which is good, but I do love Sleeping Warrior. Oh, Sleeping Warriors, class, absolutely brilliant. I think I've played the Brunswick accordion band arrangement of it on here, and it is superb. Top notch, top notch. Now, back to an accordion band, speaking of them, and this is Lisnagrot Accordion Band playing after Ochna Gurrigan's parade in 1996. Well played there for Lisnagrot. 25 years ago, I wish we could see them with those sort of numbers once again. William Lavery says you can't beat Highland Cathedral's pipe and brass bands together gets the hairs on your neck stand. Yeah, it's really, really good, William. But once again, it's one of those ones that's been played to death. Russell Miller says pipes and drums and brass, Black Bear. I was actually nearly had it picked for a clip one night in the show. Sharpshooters playing Black Bear. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Haven't a Donaghadee Fife and Drum Club on before? We haven't, Eddie, you're right. Next time we're going to do Lambegs, we'll have to have a look for them. Normally when we're doing Lambegs, I just key in Lambeg and then start searching. Jim Werner says he loves Jane Watterson playing Sleeping Warrior. Jane's actually the first person that I ever heard playing it. I used to accompany her on it, and then Brunswick Accordion did an arrangement of it. Definitely recommend looking that one out, Jim. It's absolutely top notch. If I say so myself, it's brilliant. Joyce says Last of the Great Whales is spine tingling in a good arrangement. I'm not just as keen on it, I have to say. Not just as keen as that one. It's funny how different tunes, people like different tunes. It doesn't mean to say anybody's right or wrong. It just everybody has completely different tastes, which is why Roy doesn't really like accordions. But the next tune, or the next band, I know that Ronnie and Anne like them down there in Portrush. It is, of course, Sons of Ulster Portrush playing at Rathcoole Protestant Boys Parade in 2017. it's not often I agree with you, but I agree with your comment there about the hair being tied up. Scott Clark says them lines are messing with his head. Right enough, I never noticed that, Scott. Never noticed that. Hellbound Train by Red Hot Chili Peppers, probably the best pipes he's ever heard, says Made to Parade. We'll have to look that one out. Billy and Margaret Gilmore are watching in Sunnyport, Glasgow, and that is from Peter and Anne Bradley. Good to hear. Brian Goody says the Sleeping Warrior from the Scottish Fiddle Orchestra with accordion, fiddle, loads, and the finale with the Boys Brigade pipe band is amazing, just amazing. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a really good arrangement. Jacqueline Bennett says she agrees. Played Highland Cathedral over 20 years ago and hates hearing it now. Love Band of Brothers. This one I can either take or leave. This is a terrible thing to say. I love brass bands when they're playing marches. Not very many of the other ones. Not many, very many of their slow tunes I like, which is strange. Caesar made a really good point, and it would be interesting, Caesar, and I don't know how we would go about finding out. Caesar saying it would be interesting to see from some of the old clips that we played tonight, you know, like the ones of, who was it in 1990? Knocklochram or Listen to Grot in 1996, with all the young people in the bands and seeing how many are still connected with those bands today. It would be interesting. You tend to find that accordion bands, and especially young girls in accordion bands, whenever they discover boys and dating, for some reason they leave bands, which I just don't understand. And I know you do get it with the guys who leave the bands, you know, because the girlfriend doesn't allow them to go and all that kind of stuff. I just don't understand it. I really don't. Malcolm Steele, ever think why young people don't join bands as much now? I think there's just too much for them to do, Malcolm. I really do. There's
Xbox generation.
Yeah. I mean, Mason was in Ballasheen for 11 years. And that was just while I had the power of blackmail and mother persuasion over him. Now that he is 15, he has no interest whatsoever. And I just don't know what to do, because I mean, I can't force him. I still try the guilt treatment and, you know, the pleading looks and the, oh, please, it's a family band type thing. I have even resorted to going, I'll let you join any band, Blood and Thunder, anything you want to get there, just be in a band. And I don't know. I don't know. What do you do? The one thing I used to always hate was male parents, particularly, who were in bands and who had like kids, but didn't bring the kids to the band with them because they thought that it was, you know, their night out away from the kids, whereas they should have been encouraging their own kids to be in the band. You know, I would have loved to have joined my dad's band, but I wasn't allowed. Not fair. Now, the next band, I'm really surprised you picked these guys, Roy. Really surprised, because I know you don't like these style of drums. This is Auchnagascan, Pride of the North, playing in the 12th Morning in 2016. We had them on a couple of weeks ago. I love them. I think they are
don't like. It's the skeleton drums I don't like.
Do they not have skeleton drums?
No.
Am I thinking of the wrong people?
Yes. Yes.
Oh well.
They definitely haven't got skeleton drums.
Last of Mohicans, oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. Malcolm Steele told you to get Uncle Charlie to bring him up to the Hegels. If we could even get Uncle Charlie to go up to the Hegels, he's not fit to walk any longer. Right, so this is Auchnagascan, Pride of the North in 2016. Amber Street there played. And yes, I was absolutely thinking of the wrong band. You are right, Eddie. I was wrong. Once again, I was wrong. The man who was never right has never been made. Simple as that. Now, my eldest grandson said he had no interest anymore. Every time I go around, the chanter is going with Belfast Town. You mean he's still playing away? I don't know. I mean, I've bought him every blooming musical instrument you can think of, and he's still not interested. But I'll persevere. I'm not giving up just yet. Now, the next band, unfortunately, aren't as active as they used to be. They do make an attempt to try and get a band gathered together for the 12th day, which is such a sin. And it's a really Protestant village as well, which you sometimes find that it's the villages where, they're maybe not just as welcome as others, where you find really strong bands from. I mean, you look at Katie and so on, but Bushmills, you kind of expect to have their own Blood and Thunder band. And I know they do have a couple, but this one has kind of always been there in my memory. It is, of course, Giant's Causeway, and this is them coming from 2012. Be a great band. It used to be a very, very big band as well. I can remember them 30 odd years ago, absolutely massive. And you can remember, I'm sure many of you remember the Bushmills Cancer Parade, which doesn't happen anymore now. Oh, stop playing! Oh. Sorry, I couldn't hear the music very well there from Roy's speakers, so I thought they were finished. I started talking. As I say, I can remember them maybe 20, 25 years ago, and they were a massive band. That was whenever they had the red and all. But they, very, very, very good. Oh my goodness. William Lavery says he goes to Bushmills every year. Does anybody else remember the Bushmills Cancer Research? It doesn't happen anymore neither. Oh dear, I'm getting a wee bit depressed with all this here. Let's lighten the mood a little bit with a bit of silver. Greystone Silver here, playing at the Ulster Covenant Parade in Dungannon in 2012. I took part in this as well, but I don't think you'll see me. I can't even remember who'll walk behind. sure what was going on with the Orange Men, and I don't think the Orange Men are too sure themselves, to be honest there. Now, moving quickly on, because we have just about got enough bands to get, and hopefully we'll get them all in before 10 o'clock. Up next is the Derry Oak Flute Band playing at a Boys Brigade. It doesn't say what year, so this is a Boys Brigade. No, it's not. It's Suffolk Melody, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Suffolk Melody. I've even highlighted
Suffolk
it.
Melody.
And you...
Next band is Derry Oak, but for now we're going to have Suffolk Melody. You didn't see my message then, Roy. I said about going straight into Derry Oak, but no problem. So, as I mentioned already, this is Derry Oak Flute Band playing at Boys Brigade Parade.
Wait, what?
Ulster Bands Forum should remain impartial where football is concerned. No chance. Liverpool. One team. Now, thank you, Brian, for
Manchester
reminding me about the
United.
birthdays. I did forget about them, so thank you. So can we do birthdays next, Roy, while I'm just reading them out?
Yep. No problem.
So, of course, we have our 90th birthday lady from earlier, Mary. Happy birthday to her from all of us here at the Ulster Bands Forum. And she is Mark Murray's wife's granny as well. Somebody said. Also, Don Sullivan, who is celebrating his 59th birthday today. Congratulations. And that comes from Brian Goody. And of course, as we mentioned earlier on, to Gordon Porter and Amy, congratulations on your engagement. And also to Victoria and David on your 12th wedding anniversary. I know it's a birthday song, but congratulations to you all and happy birthday to everyone. And to anyone too shy to mention their birthday, happy birthday to you too from all of us here at Ulster Bands Forum. Excellent, excellent. Now, two more bands left, so stick with us, just the two more bands left. And of course, one of those is an accordion band. This is the East Antrim Seniors Accordion Orchestra playing in aid of...
Valerie.
Oh no, I haven't.
Again.
I've done it again. Why do I keep looking a band ahead? I don't know why. This is actually Young Volunteers playing at Portadown Defenders Parade in 2015. So we've got three bands left, this and two more. Two after this one. Were you watching the wee drum major at the front? He was, first of all, he was so cute. I mean, the hat was about 10 sizes too big for him. But he was giving it Dixie. He was doing his very best. And then he sort of like fell behind and he got a wee nudge with the side drummer. The look he gave him as if to say, what are you playing at? Anna Mae Borland is watching in Canada. Anna Mae, lovely to have you along. Hope you're enjoying our marching band music. Simon, thank you for your requests. We've got them all in the comments and we'll definitely look towards having them in another show. William is wanting to know, am I in the sauce? Water, William, is exactly what I am on. Water. Kerry Dubbington wants to know what about Larn today.
What you can't see whenever the band starts playing, Valerie's just got a big bottle of gin there and she's pouring it into it. So it's straight gin she's actually drinking, not water at all.
Right. Now we are going to get Ackley still walking the 12th, says Caesar. So good to hear. Always hate to hear about I always hate to hear about bands folding. Ackley Heroes is not lapsed as many years. We had it. Did we not have Ackley Heroes on our Loyalist karaoke one night? I think we did. Now we're getting to East Antrim Seniors Accordion Orchestra playing in aid of the Royal National Lifeboat Institution in 2013. My goodness, he's in. He's in. The campaign to free the Belfast One has obviously been successful, and he's back on air. Evening, China. You may not have been here, but there was plenty of talk about you anyway. I am not on Bucky or gin and tonic or nothing. If I had been, I wouldn't make as many mistakes. That's probably the war that's making me make many mistakes. Now we've come to our last band. Sorry, China, it's not East Belfast Protestant Boys. It is Greenock Young Defenders. Thank you for listening to us this evening, even those who give us abuse. How long were you banned for, China?
Probably
Must have been banned for that long.
a 24 or 40 hour ban, probably.
Must have been.
Or was
Well,
the
you
appeal
will
that we
post,
put in for
I'll
March?
post all this, all this, all this rubbish on Facebook. Now, listen, you. I've got dogs bringing me shoes and everything. So, our last tune tonight, make sure and join us next weekend, next Friday and Saturday night. It's my turn to do picking. I'm trying to think, well, maybe do an oldies night. maybe do oldies next Friday and Saturday night. Get some of the older clips on. I love those. So thank you all for watching, even those that gave abuse. Craig is ready to go. He is. He knows it's coming to 10 o'clock, and we will see you again next weekend. Have a great week. Stay safe. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. Whatever. So this is Greenock Young Defenders. Until next Friday night at 8, we will see you then. And keep the foots to the mouth, because we're coming to the tin.
It was when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their hardened zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a fou de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full, there's nothing can surpass. There's not expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.